people don't really understand it until you actually see it coming at you in a wall of flame.
This January, Australian bushfires have burned 18.6 million hectares of land and burned approximately 1.86 billion trees. I don't think I need to explain to you what the problem is, because the fact is, you already heard it from thousands of others. So let me get straight to the point. You need to do something about climate change.
People often hide behind the plural, often stay a dot on the mural, but no, that's not how the world works. And you need to step out of the crowd, stop hiding, and do something. Yes, 80% of the greenhouse gas emissions are indeed from companies, but that doesn't mean that you can't do anything about it. Just because you might not be of those that hurt the planet doesn't mean that you can't impact those that take the earth for granted. We need to start acting on this issue on a larger scale. We cannot let the real fellas get away while we try to fix the problem solo every day. We cannot keep risking the future of the planet. We need to scale our efforts up.
Effects these companies are having on the environment, even in recent years, is undebatable. As global warming becomes a more significant issue, the Earth is experiencing more intense rainstorms, more severe droughts, more powerful tropical cyclones, and more extreme heat waves. Climate change can also directly impact us in the mixing of outdoor and indoor air. This is also known as indoor air pollution. Indoor air pollution can cause serious health hazards, among other issues. And these are only some of the problems that are occurring. According to The Guardian, the Australian bushfires have killed 30% of the koalas in Australia. And that's just January. So what can you do to take climate action?
Have a good impact on the environment without changing your lifestyle too much is by switching to solar power. Solar power is a reliable way to switch to a clean source of energy and get independent from the grid, where we don't know what goes into creating that energy and sending it to your house.
So why haven't we all switched to solar power? That's because most of the people out there are living without a shower, and even those who can. The taste of such an investment would leave in one's mouth would truly be sour. However, you and I are not without power.
Still, to have a noticeable and sustainable impact on the environment, you need to deal with the source of the problem. And the source is that big companies are abusing current laws to get away with crimes against the entire planet. And the biggest weapon against these perpetrators that we, the people, have is politics. We don't live in a democracy for no reason. It's time to set the rules ourselves. One thing that has been tried before and has been proven to work is taxes, and more specifically carbon taxes. Yes, it's a scary word, but it's only scary because large companies have told you that these taxes are bad. Carbon taxes encourage the growth of greener, more sustainable sources of income for the country by taking money from carbon-emitting companies and spending it on the environment and clean energy technologies.
A carbon tax was introduced by the Gillard government in Australia during 2012, but this policy was soon abolished in 2014 due to the Abbott government, who axed the tax amid voter fear. Abbott argued that the useless destructive tax, which damaged jobs, which hurt family cost of living, didn't actually help the environment. Although the cost of living households was increased by AUD 9.9 on average per week, the carbon tax allowed the greatest annual drop of emissions in 24 years by reducing 17 metric tons of CO2, which is 17,000 kilograms. That is around the weight of 1,873 koalas. Abbott was wrong. The carbon tax was not a useless policy that didn't actually help the environment. Admitted downsides were merely exaggerated for political power, and all the positives were ignored.
So, get out there, advocate for reasonable solutions that help the long term.
Stop nitpicking the individual and hold the corporations accountable.
Use your freedom of speech. Use your power of democracy, and use it to save our planet.
For this movement, we need everyone to help, wherever you are, and whatever time it may be. Right now is the time to act. Send this to your friends, send it to your relatives, send it to your neighbors, and maybe to your boss if you're courageous enough. Democracy is the power of the people, and the more people, the higher the impact. Ask the tax. No, ask